what is your go-to rig?
My well, to be fair, mate, it depends on the situation. Pop-up rig, I'm going to say the old stiff hinge with a supple boom as opposed to a stiffer boom. And then bottom bait, I like the old Scott noodle pot noodle rig.
Yeah, it's a good one. How do you prepare the spot on the river before fishing it?
Right, so you're going to have to go to the river before you start thinking of fishing it, to scope it out. I personally like to find areas which are a bit derelict in regards to people and traffic. Boats which are stagnant for a while, a good spot to start baiting. Flowing waters, obviously very good, but that does attract other species as well, like barbel and chub. You want a bit of shallow area and a bit of deeper area for obviously different times of the year. And then I'll go about starting with pigeon conditioner and pellet to clear the spot out. Once you start going down it consistently, and then you find that the bait's clearing or there's bream or chub on the spot, then start introducing bigger boilies. I personally like to use chopped tiger, full tigers, and 24 millers. And then that way you do pick off the fish, the carp, as opposed to the bream and chub.
What size lead would you use for canal and river fishing for carp?
Right, so canals are not so bad with the flow. Rivers, though, you've got undertow and flow. So, in my personal opinion, I reckon the biggest lead you can get away with would be great. I personally use the 8 ounce to 10 ounce grippers. You would have seen in my latest video on YouTube where I'm actually using the grippers. They were a 9 ounce in the video. Again, helps the flow, helps keep your rig in the same position, and it absolutely nails the fish. As long as you're fishing drop-off style, so that you're not banging that around as you're reeling the fish in, you're going to have no issues. But even when it's weedy, I just extend the length of the rig so I can keep the size of the lead. But you can't beat a 9 ounce grip on the river. Absolutely nails them. Absolutely nails them, mate.
How much do your leads cost?
Right, so our leads vary in price. We've got 1 ounce to sort of 10 ounce. They vary from £1 to £3. Again, size dependent. But the average lead, which is a 3.5 ounce, is £1.25 to £1.30.
Go-to colour for hook baits in the summer?
In the summer, match to hatch always. I fish with krill and bloodworm from Sticky, and I literally use the match to hatch pop-ups and wafters all the time.
If you could fish one place for the rest of your life, where would it be?
Oh, that is difficult. I would fish what, river or lake?
Yeah, anywhere.
River or lake. Oh, I've got a private syndicate that I'm part of, which I love. It'd probably be there, but then saying that, anywhere in the River Lee, mate, because I can go for chub in the winter and carp in the summer, and it's unknown. I can catch anything. You know, you don't know whether it's going to be a koi carp or a 40-pounder. So it's either my private syndicate, which I love, non-publicity one, so I can't say what it is now, or the River Lee, anywhere in the Lee Valley. On that river, I'll be happy.
In terms of hooks, what would you prefer, beak point or straight point?
Both have their advantages and disadvantages, as I've learned recently. But if I'm fishing in weed, I always prefer a curved point or beak point. But I think they're thinking the beak point chods. Never dropped a fish in them, touch wood. And then straight point, I like using them for sort of rigs like a slip D. Multi-combi, that's when I sort of use the straight point hooks, but again, never in barbless unless the rules permit. But yeah, that's my go-to, and I use them in a size 2 or a size 4, believe it or not, always.
Right, what's your favourite part about fishing? And you can't say catching.
No, because I don't do a great deal of catching. My best part about fishing is the sort of freedom that it offers. The fact that I can finish work, go down the lake and just switch off completely. And I like the chase, you know what I mean? I like going to a venue where I'm pre-baited for months on end, chasing either one fish or a group of fish, and then when them rewards finally come in, there's nothing that beats it. You know, it's absolutely, I can't explain it, but other carp fishermen like myself would relate. It's just bliss, freedom, and the chase.
Right, what is your favourite carp you've ever caught and why?
Oh, well, I think this might be an easy one. It's not my PB or anything like that. It was a £31.6 common called the Pristine Common. I caught it from a London park lake that I campaigned in 2022. I think I'd done 2 weeks solid down there, 3 or 4 sessions a week. I had all the known fish, including 730s. And then I had this one called the Pristine Common. I actually caught twice within a few days. I'll get Louie to drop a picture in shortly so you can see that. But that's got to be my best fish to date. Absolutely pristine it was. Obviously, the name speaks for itself, but it was just so deep and the colours, it was slate grey. Yeah, like I say, not my PB, but I personally, for the effort that went into that fish and all that, you can't top it. But yeah, that's my favourite fish anyway.
To lead when fishing at range.
When I say range, was sort of excess of sort of 100 yards, yeah, roughly.
Yeah, say range.
I personally, I've got 3.5 test curve rods and I use a 4.5 zip distance. That way, I just find that when you compress the rod, you get the maximum you can with that sort of lead. Or the dart distance that we do, which have got the flights on the back of them, does help sort of steady the lead in the air. And in addition to that, they do settle on sort of slopes. But as an all-rounder, I'd say the 4.5 zips when fishing sort of 100, 120 yards.
What do you do differently when you fish rivers to what you do when you fish lakes?
Well, on rivers, because they're sort of long stretches, you've got to sort of chase the carp more. I know location is obviously a big thing on lakes as well, but on rivers it matters that much more because fish do move between locks. So I say on a river you do a lot of walking in the hours of darkness as well, lamping them, which does help, which you can't obviously do on a lake really. That's the main difference really. You've got to walk more. The Ted is you're getting vocal again, are you?
He's waiting for a feature.
He's waiting for a feature again. But yeah, it's just more. You've got to put more effort in for the rivers because the fish can move that quicker. But yeah, that's how it is.
What is your go-to lead for solid bags?
All day long, inline, 3.5 drop off. All day long.
Which pattern?
Inline drop off. The grooved ones that we do. So I can fish them. Everything's streamlined. Do you know what I mean? I'm a bit of a tart, like many other carp anglers are. But that groove just offers the little leg core to sit in that groove. And then 3.5, I think, is a nice size for sort of. I use the Corda small size PBO bags, and that sits in there lovely. So I sort of fish it method feeder style.
What are your bucket list places to go and fish?
Rainbow. I'd love to fish Rainbow in France. If I ever got the opportunity, I'd snap someone's hand off for that. Rainbow, I would like to fish. I think it's called. I don't know, Lac de Deux. Would like to fish there at some point. Again, you'd have to be invited, I think, to get on there. I'm not sure, but Rainbow is a main one. I'd like to experience the whole boat, playing fish from a boat, baiting up from a boat, and the whole hairiness about it.
What about the old scenery and old Lake Lead? That's got.
God, do you know what that is? We could do like a Urban Banks remake, couldn't we?
You know what? That's
Like,
not a bad shout. It's a day ticket. You can.
It is. Yeah, but you can't night fish, can you?
But they come out in the days.
And
everyone catches in the day.
we could go to the river during the night. But yeah, lake bed is also on the cards for a LEADS4LESS feature, I reckon.
Yeah.
See who can speak to about that.
It will happen one day.
But yeah, Rainbow's got to be the dream venue.
Right. Euro Aqua £100 or £40 wild carp.
£40 wild carp from a river. Old, dark, scaly. Cannot beat it. I don't want the old record at all. That won't be the record anyway, would it? But no, I don't. 9 times out of 10, if it's £100, it wouldn't be an original bred English fish, say. So I'll take a 30 from a river. But yeah, that's my answer to that one, Louie.
The best lead coating and why?
Best what? The best one out that we got, or the best one that I would use?
What you would use? What is your favourite?
My favourite is the jungle green in the matte variety. This colour is, for my guys that know, is a green, a lime green with a dark brown. And when you contrast it both together, you get like a sort of muddy brown effect. That when it's matte, or texture. To be fair, it just offers all round camo. Whether you're fishing silt, I mean gravel, yes and no. You know, unless you're fishing complete polished gravel, you're not going to see it, are you? The lead.
What are the benefits between textured and matte?
Right, the matte obviously offers no shine, but then so does the textured. But when you're fishing some lakes which are like heavily weedy, you're fishing a textured, you find that the weed sticks to the lead, and it does cause issues with tangling. As like if you're fishing it inline leads in a PVO bag and it's textured, they're going to take forever to dry as opposed to a matte lead. So I'd recommend matte or smooth lead for inline PVO bags for the drying aspect. But then if you want to use textured, they are also good for holding liquid. A few of our customers sort of dip them in the krill liquid and stuff like that as an attractant. And that I personally think in the right situations, the textured lead is more camouflaged than the smooth or matte.
Do you think lead camouflage / concealing is something to worry about?
Yes and no. Again, a yes and no answer for you. If you're fishing a lake which is crystal clear and you're fishing a gravel spot, and then you go and stick a black lead on that spot, I think it sticks out like a sore thumb, personally. Like, if the spot's broken up a bit and there's bits of pebble which is black, yeah, it's okay. But a lot of lakes, when you're fishing on gravel, it's pea shingle and it's a black lead will stick out too much. But then saying that, if you're fishing a dark water from like a day ticket venue, I think it doesn't matter. Most of the time, they're going through a spot which is 10 foot deep, yeah, Louie. You ain't sunlight isn't penetrating that always, is it? So I don't think it matters about the colour. We have guys in the winter that use bright pink leads, bright yellow leads as a visual marker in coloured water, and they still catch fish. Personally, I don't think it matters, but then it does in certain situations. If you can get away with using a sandy lead on a sandy bottom, you've got even greater chance of the fish not seeing your rig.
What is your favourite bankside meal?
Not a pot noodle. I know what you're thinking. Well, as I'm an Italian, I'm going to say a good bit of tortellini with a bit of basil and tomato sauce. Quick and easy. And then in the winter, if I'm feeling a bit fancy, I'll go for a nice little fillet steak. Can't deal with any other steak because it's chewy. Well, in the comments, they might tell me different, but I like a nice fillet steak in the summer. And then can't go wrong with a bit of Italian pasta, mate.
I didn't actually think you'd say the old tortellini, you know.
Tortellini, what's wrong with that, mate?
It's nice.
Yeah, it is nice. Bit of sauce in the old ridge monkey, mate. You can't beat it.
We'll have to do some cooking tutorials with Joe, wouldn't we?
God, I don't know. Poison Louie video.
I'm actually not that bad at cooking, surprisingly. Well, I can't cook at home, but I can cook on the bank.
That's right. If you want a bit of Italian special pasta, that really didn't make sense, did it?
I did not know what I was going to say then.
No, Italian special pasta. Yeah, I can sort that out for you, mate.
Starting deliveries. Right, so, last question. What angler, past or present, would you like to fish with if you haven't already?
Oh, if I haven't already? What if I have already?
If you have already, then you can still name them, but if you haven't, or give both.
Alright, so for his knowledge and obviously his reputation, yeah, I know what you think, yeah, I'm going to say it, but Terry Hearn, I'd love to have the opportunity to fish with Terry one day. Respect the man as a fisherman and as a man himself. So if that ever come up, I'd love it. I've had the privilege before of fishing with Alan Blair, and I absolutely loved it. Big up Alan Blair. You have made a lot of memories come true for myself as a young lad and other people. And I would love a session again with you. Yeah, the way you're, like me, I'm on full go all the time. Alan, you're on full go, as people already know. And yeah, mate, it's a perfect mix, mate. We're both on full go, and I rate him. But yeah, bit of Alan, bit of Terry Hearn. Get them both together, even better.
Right, so we've agreed. I've asked you 20 odd questions. You can ask me 3. What are you thinking?
Right, my first one, Louie.
Go on.
Would you rather no camera work for the rest of your life, or no fishing for the rest of your life?
Ah, you've done this.
I know you like both, but I need to know.
Can I still go fishing but not fish?
You can still go fishing, but you know, but you cannot touch a camera. And if you need a picture of a fish, someone else has to do it for you. It can't be on your camera. You can never touch a camera again, or you'll be deceased. Should be an easy. Well, I don't know actually. As a cameraman.
Oh, you know what? You might think I'm stupid, but I never fish.
Flipping hell.
Do you know why?
Cancel him.
Do you know? No. Do you know why? I can still go fishing and not fish, so I can still be part, as we say in the videos, all about the journey.
All about the journey, all right? Fair
Yeah.
play,
So
fair play.
I can still be on the bank and experience memories with people fishing. Like
Yeah, fair
I go
play.
fishing to obviously have fun, be out, do whatever. But the filming part, you're capturing the memories that someone else is having. So being part of it is another thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
So I mean, it's a difficult one,
All right,
but I reckon that's what I'll go for. To be fair.
all right. Inline lead or lead clip lead? I know you're an inline man. You love an inline, didn't you?
You know what? I'm gonna shock you here. Helis.
Hellies, I didn't ask that, did I?
Helis, yeah. But I fish my helis on leg clips.
Oh, right, okay. That's good, actually. Add that in there.
Yeah, I fish my
Less
helis on
movement.
leg clips, less movement. You got a complete. So with your leg clip, you got a complete direct contact with the lead instead of having. Here's a good example, I suppose. Sort of. You have your lead moving around, whereas with your helis, it's just a straight ring onto the lead. As soon as it's picked up, it's direct contact with the lead. So
Yeah, true.
that's what I'm gonna say. Although I do like my my inlines. Because I do fish solid bags, but I don't fish them as much as I do on leg clips or on heli setups.
All right, question for you now then. Now, serious question. As a cameraman,
Yeah,
would you rather work for a big fishing brand or keep doing it as yourself?
keep doing it as myself.
Oh, good answer. You can't
Because
beat.
you have much more flexibility. So if you were to work for someone in a sense, like complete all the time, then you've got no variation in what you're doing.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm not going to name names, but what I was doing, obviously there will be people on here that know me before. What I was doing, but I had not as much variation. Whereas now I can go from doing construction to being with you on fishing to
Yeah,
doing
true.
football. Like there's so much more of a variation. If you're doing the same thing over and over and over again, it does get a bit like I suppose boring, but not boring. But I can go out, do my fishing, film my own fishing, film your fishing, as well as
Yeah,
go and
true.
do
No,
other
I rate
bits
it.
as well. But
we can't beat working for yourself.
exactly, and you get that freedom, don't you? It's like
Yeah,
it's
cool.
not even a pick and choose when you work. You're going to take the work when you can take the work, but to have the variation in going from different genres of what you're doing, essentially, then that's what makes it as fun as it possibly can be.
There you go. That's my top 3 questions for Louie.
I think we're going to wrap the video up there, aren't we?
Because we got to make some leads.
We're going to make some leads. We're going to do some more content, and see you all in the next one.
Got customers waiting.
We've got people waiting. Go and subscribe as well. Go tell them, Joe. What they got to do?
Subscribe to the channel as Louie will tell you off.
I'll make sure
Alright.
of it.